Hi, everybody. This is Mr. Stanley, and welcome to Inquiry for today. I wanted to talk today about something called the design process. Design process. When engineers get together, they come up with something called the design process. And what that means is it's a process in which there are there's all kinds of solutions to a problem or a challenge, which can be identified by the design process and brainstorming. So it is kind of when we do the design process, brainstorming is involved. So when we think about the design process, we're going to use a tiny little circle wheel when we talk about these two things. Primarily, what we need to be thinking about, because your next uh, project is going to be a toy project, and the toy project is going to be dealing with first graders. They are going to be our audience. And that is your problem or your project, but there could be many different kinds of projects or challenges in which engineers face. Engineering design is a creative process in which um, a process of identifying the needs and then creating a solution to fill those needs. The solution can be a product, it can be a technique, it can be a structure, a project, a method, or many other things depending on the problem. Let me explain a couple of things to you. For technique, it's kind of one of those things for maybe like if Hudson had a problem with leaf collection. The city of Hudson goes around and collects leaves every fall, and maybe the people in neighborhoods have been complaining about how they collect it or what time they collect it. And city engineers get together and decide the best way to do it, the best trucks to use, the best ways for neighborhoods to do first and second and third and last, and what time of year to do it. And engineers are involved. They don't necessarily all have to do with being on the computer or drawing things. Another thing could be a product. You are doing a product right now, and your product is, for instance, what we talked about. The product could be a toy, it could be a game, it could be a telephone, it could be a cell phone, it could be any kind of product that you're producing. Another thing could be a structure. Let's go back to Hudson again. Maybe we were thinking that there is an old building in Hudson, and the building is abandoned, and they want to refurbish it or they want to restructure it. So an old building could be an example of that. Um, One of my friends who is an architect, he goes around and makes old warehouses into new warehouses for Amazon, and they package all the boxes and ship them off. But they used to be old buildings for other projects, so he has to figure out what to do with that structure. Another thing could be like a project. Sometimes when we think of engineers, we think about them sitting around and drawing and designing and building, but sometimes there might be a big project, and the project might be like a redesign of a city. They want to think about traffic flow. So right now in Hudson, there's a huge construction project going on Main Street. So it was a project for them to figure out how to direct traffic, what lanes to close, try to avoid the clock tower from being dug up or hit. Um, and then how to do it. The method is also involved in there too. That would be the method. So the method is I'd say, more of the how it's done. So, how are you going to design a toy? How are you going to refurbish this old building? How are you going to collect the leaves? Um, so, good engineering design starts with this. It's called the design process. First, you identify the problem. Is it toys? Are we going to build a bridge? Um, do we need to have a parade route? What is the problem? Do we need to fix something? Then a team gets together and they brainstorm a bunch of different ideas. We know how to brainstorm. We did that when we did our logos. Then we go through the design. We actually draw it. We build it. We make 3D models of it. We make it out of clay. We make it out of boxes. Then we just go ahead and start building it. And after we build, we test it. Does it work? Does it fall apart? Then we share solutions. Does it Does it not work? What worked? What didn't? Then we go through something called the redesign, and we say, well, this didn't quite work, so we're going to fix it. We did this when we met in C11, and we talked about the water world design and that huge like castle cave thing that we had. And they need engineers, that what they need to do is they sometimes need to say, this doesn't work, let's take this out and add this. And then they build it, and take a look at this thing. It's like a circle. And the circle is kind of neat because what the circle does is it allows engineers to build it, evaluate it, make sure that we fix the problems that are involved. They'll maybe go back and take things out and add some, and then they do it again. And then they continue to do it again and again and again until they have what's called a final product. So what we need to think about is why is it important to do this? What could this mean? Okay. So why is it helpful to follow the steps in a problem? And that's something that we need to think about today. We're going to think about why is it helpful for us to follow this process when we go through? Why is it important for us to identify a problem, brainstorm, design, and then go through this circle? That's kind of what we're thinking about today. So that's going to be your question today as your assignment after you watch the video of Dubai. And here is Dubai. This is a Google map. When you click on the link, it will take you here. I like to click this little Earth maps here, and this is the island. You'll see the video that I've posted, but these are man-made islands to look like palm trees. So you can zoom in if you'd like to, or zoom out. You can go all the way in, even to a street view if you'd like to. But I'm going to zoom way out to show you where in the world this is. There's Africa. This is the Middle East, and this is Dubai in the United Arab Emirates, over by Oman and Iraq. So here is our little guy. And I just wanted to show that to you so you can explore that. And then when you're done, we're going to basically answer this question as a class in your Google Classroom. All right, thanks for listening.